Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I actually have tea this morning because we are doing a Daniel fast. So, this is the second week of a Daniel fast. Last Monday was our first day, and uh, I don't drink caffeine during a Daniel fast. I know that some people who do it allow themselves to drink black coffee, but I already drink black coffee. And one of the things about the fast to me is kind of like resetting everything and um, like a cleansing and a reset and a pure intake. And so um, it's the gist of it is you only eat fruits and vegetables and you only drink water. And so people get around the whole coffee thing by saying, well, coffee is a plant and you pour water over it. But I don't drink coffee. I don't drink caffeine. I have an herbal tea, and it's almost like I still want that warm drink in the morning. And I'm cool with it being, apple tea or whatever. So, and the boys did it with us last week. They did a really good job. I was really proud of them. At sundown yesterday, their fast broke, and I found Scott with like, he had gummy bears in one hand and Cheez-Its in the other. It was like this crazy, like, ingest fest. And I'm like, Scott, you're going to get sick. I promise you'll get sick. You have to stop or you're not going to feel well. And he was like, but it's so good and I missed it so much. So, yeah. So happy Monday. Happy second Monday in January. Yeah. Yeah. It's the 11th, second Monday in January. That's crazy. I hope y'all had a happy new year. Last Monday, I just like when I realized what time it was so late in the day that it just wasn't worth coming on for a Monday afternoon coffee and chat. So it was just kind of like this crazy get back to school day for the boys and get back to work day for me. And I just lost track of the day. So I'm sorry I missed telling you all Happy New Year last week. So Happy New Year. We had a really great New Year's, very quiet. It was just the four of us. And, we toasted the new year with sparkling apple juice for the boys and champagne for Greg and I. We had a purple champagne. Have you ever had that? It's red. It's made from red grapes. I did not enjoy it very much. It wasn't dry. I didn't like it. And then, so that was what, Friday, and then Monday we started our fast. So, anyway, feeling good. Finally out of the caffeine headache phase. And which is really strange because honestly, as much as I talk about coffee, I only have like 1 cup a day, but apparently that's enough to give you a headache when you quit taking. I actually expected the boys to have a caffeine headache because there's a soda that they drink every day that is called AL8. It's a Kentucky soda and it has caffeine in it. And I really expected them to have a headache, but they never complained of one. So, all right. So tomorrow is the release of Daisy's Decision, which is the last book in the Dixon Brothers series. So when I started the Dixon Brothers series, when I conceived it years ago, I intended it to be identical triplet brothers. And one of the things about it that's very silly and very fictiony is that no one can tell them apart except their parents and the loves of their lives. And so that's like a thing, like when they can be told apart, it's like it like resonates with them, which is very silly. But anyway, when I conceived it, I had these men who were all born together, raised together, have the same worldviews, went to the same schools, went to the same college, have the same job. And I thought, how am I going to create different characters out of these three men that are all in a two-dimensional way the same? And I was so thrilled when I started writing them that I actually had like individual, you can tell them apart when they're speaking, when they're thinking, they're like separate characters. They aren't the same character. So I really like that about it. So Valerie's Verdict was the first triplet. And then Alexander's Appeal, the first triplet, Brad. And then Alexander's Appeal was John. And now this is Ken's book, Ken and Daisy. So I'll give you the layout. Daisy was raised by her parents were youth pastors, and Ken and his brothers were in his high school boys youth group. And so Daisy, when she was 12, the Dixon brothers started coming to her house for youth group on, Wednesday nights. And she has been in love with Ken Dixon since she was 12 years old from afar. Like he was 15, then 18. He doesn't know who, this youth pastor's 12-year-old daughter is. He didn't, she wasn't on his radar. So she loves him from afar for her entire life. And then when she's running her family's ministry, she's got her law degree and she's running a nonprofit for her grandparents. And Ken Dixon is like seriously mission minded. And he just comes in one day to like talk about financing, building a house, kind of like a Habitat for Humanity kind of build where you do it in a weekend. And Daisy's like, Ken Dixon, and he doesn't recognize her right away, and then realizes who she is, and then realizes how attractive she is to him and asks her out. And the twist of that is that she has, within the last week, discovered that she is actually pregnant, and the father wants nothing to do with her or the baby. And there's a reason for that, but I'm not going to spoil that. So she's like, this is her dream come true, something that she's longed for 16 years. And here he is asking her out, and she thinks, I can go on one date with him. What will that hurt? And so she goes out with him, and then he asks her out again, and she says no. And so then he comes to her house, and he's like, I really want to take you out again. I thought we had a good time. And she said it was the best night of my life. And so she's talked into going out with him again and going out with him again and going out with him again. And the entire time she's pregnant. And so that's the story of Daisy's decision. And y'all, I was really worried about putting this story out because of the subject matter and because of other things. And I have 25 beta readers who have started leaving their reviews. And I have been so overwhelmed with the words in the reviews, not just the fact that the readers like them, but the things that they were saying. So one of them said, another great read by Hallee Bridgeman. Once I started reading, I couldn't stop. And this was something someone else said, I intended just to like read a chapter before bed and ended up reading almost the whole thing. I held my breath on more than one occasion. And I've had a couple of people like email me, like really like into the end, into the climax. Like, I don't know what you're going to do with this, but I'm afraid to keep reading because what happens if you go this way with it? So that was kind of cool to know, because, to know that people are emotionally wrapped up into the story is pretty amazing for me. It's the second time one of Hallie's stories makes me stop and think to myself, I can't believe she's mentioning this in her book. It's so edifying, which is, I tend to do that. I tend to write super realistic characters, and we're all sinners, every one of us. And we all need the redemptive blood of Christ, the redemptive power of the blood of Christ. And my characters are also sinners, and they also are in need of that redemptive power. And I don't shy away from subjects or situations or conversations in my books, which kind of makes people say, wow, I can't believe she put that in a book. And then someone said, I can't recommend this book enough. And my friend who put that there also told me that she felt like it was some of my best writing ever, which is really amazing to me, because I want the last book I wrote to always be the the best one I've written. That's my goal as a writer. And so when I hear that, it's like, oh, yay, I met my goal. That's awesome. And it really energizes me to keep writing. So Daisy's Decision releases tomorrow. Let me see if this comment will post. And I want you to read this book and enjoy this book. And I would love if you tell me what you think about this book when you're done with it. So Erica says, realism is one thing that makes your book a better escape when you read. I think so. And I think it's because the suspension of disbelief is better, you know. And so you have, once you get the suspension of disbelief, because characters react in a real way and act and react in realistic ways, then the more realistic the characters become to you, and the more you're drawn into that world without something stopping you saying, well, that would never happen. No one would ever say that. So anyway, get it. It's on pre-order now. If you're in Kindle Unlimited, where you know, like the Netflix of reading, it's in Kindle Unlimited. So tomorrow morning you'll be able to get it and start reading it. And I really, seriously, I want to hear from you. Even if you didn't like it, I want to know why. So y'all have a great day. I'm going to get back to work, and I will talk to you next Monday. God bless you.